Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Drop the Die. Today I wanted to make a quick video talking to you about adventure play. Adventure League play for D&D 5e is kind of a new push by Wizards of the Coast to get people involved on a more macro level in the gaming environment, specifically for 5th edition D&D. Some of your local game stores will be running games. Essentially, they have a couple DMs, usually volunteer, to run campaigns or one-shot games each and every week for whoever wants to show up. I recently went to an Adventure League game at my local gaming store. It's a fairly nice place. It's opened up very recently. I have mixed reviews on it, but none of you will ever go there, so I'll keep that to myself. But the game, on the other hand, was actually pretty unique. Usually, I'm the kind of guy that has players who want to play for several months or years. I have friends who have never played before and they want to try it out. But this is the first time I've ever jumped into a game that had a mixed bag of people. Some had played Pathfinder before or other versions of D&D. Some had never played anything before. I'm fairly well versed on D&D 5th edition, and my DM is actually fairly versed on D&D 5th edition. So it was a little strange sitting down with all these random people, but it had quite a bit of charm to it. I think that if you enjoy the interaction and the roleplay aspects, less than, min-maxing and being super immersed in your gaming experience, you'll probably enjoy Adventure League play, but you have to come at it from a different perspective. And if you're still on the fence about going and trying it, I would highly suggest it. It's very simple. They have a good framework for these different factions that are kind of ingrained in the world of Faerun, right? So your character can either be from a faction, not be associated with a faction, have his own little story going on, So it's a macro level involvement, but it's a very micro look into the world of Faerun in 5th edition. I hear some Adventure League people are actually running Horde of the Dragon Queen, Rise of Tiamat, things of that nature, doing whole campaign arcs. So far, we, in 3 weeks, have only done kind of sporadic little here and there instances for different campaigns and almost like a one-shot kind of thing. If you're still on the fence, I think you should try it out. You can go to wizardsofthecoast.com. I'll have a link in the description. You can go to various links there and find local gaming stores that claim to be hosting the event. Sometimes they will not be, so keep a weathered eye open and take it with a large grain of salt. But you just sign up for your DCI number. You can do it either in-store via these little handout cards, or you can do it on Wizards of the Coast website. And then wherever you go, move, not move, on a road trip, want to play some D&D, you can go to one of these shops and have your character, play a game, keep track of your experience and stuff, because it's all supposed to be saved. It's a fairly interesting idea, but my review of it is as follows. A lot of times you are not going to have any investment in the grand scheme of things. So if you sit down at the table and you think to yourself, that guy's annoying, that girl has no idea what she's doing, I'm not sure if I like this DM, I would advise you to give it one more shot. Alright, because Session 2 is usually a little more smooth than Session 1. But midway through Session 2, if you are not enjoying yourself at all, get up and leave. It is not going to get very much better. Be kind, be courteous. Hey, thanks for letting me play. I really appreciate it, but this isn't really my speed. But if you do sit down, you may be pleasantly surprised. You might find a couple people at the table that you enjoy playing with. For instance, my DM Ben. Fairly nice guy. I had never really talked to him before, but I had seen him in the stores on several occasions. He's actually running a home campaign, and he has extended a couple invites for me to come check it out, and I'm happily going to take him up on that offer at some point. So if you're kind of struggling to find a gaming group and local places haven't really panned out for you, these might be a good stepping stone to finding a campaign that's more suited to you, or at least finding people who know people who know people who might be interested in playing a game with you. So if you can't find anyone local, stopping by the Adventure League one night may be worth your 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 8 hours, depending on the gaming group. Your first session is going to be mostly character creation. They make you do standard array 9 times out of 10. Pretty sure it's 10 times out of 10, but you know, some people like to fudge the rules a little bit. And once you make your character, you know, it's going to be a lot of pressure on you, so kind of have an idea for what character you would like to be. Because, you know, when you sit down and they're like, okay, who has a book? Okay, this one guy is going to share his book with all 5 of you. And me, the DM, I'm going to go around the table and try to help you each out individually. That's going to take a long time if you have no idea what you're doing or what you want to be. So I would advise, if you're planning on going to one of these, have the idea for a character in your mind. I want to play a heavy armor fighter, sword and shield. I want to just be like a normal fighter guy. He's a drunk, blah, 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 right? Or I want to play a rogue. I want to go with the Harper faction. Again, link in the description. I want these specific things for my character. That's going to help you out a long way. But don't roll up your character and don't have everything ready to go, because it's supposed to happen at the table so that your DM can make sure that you're not fudging things or writing in improper stats. So try to have a good idea. Don't fill everything out right off the bat. He's probably going to have character sheets for you to use that he would rather you have, because there are Adventure League character sheets that are a little bit different than what you're used to from the back of the player's handbook. I think that overall it's been an enjoyable experience. You just get to go in, sit down, have kind of an open-ended, no real consequences game of D&D. Hey, there are goblins. Go kill the goblins, I'll give you gold. Gotcha, bro. You know, little things like that. So it's almost like you're taking little snippets of campaigns without all the big arcs, and you're sprinkling them in and getting rewards based on that. And those rewards are saved for a bigger picture that you may never be a part of, or that you might be an integral part of later on down the road. But the best part about it is that if you're in the middle of a campaign and you're thinking you're going to be moving, or if you're one of those people that moves around a lot with your parents or for school or things like that, it might be good for you because it's an instant in with another gaming group as soon as you move. And that's always the hardest part, is finding people who share the hobby. I think that it's going to be worth your time, but again, take it with a grain of salt, feel out the table, because if you're sitting down with 2 creepy mouth breathers, one guy who keeps trying to show you pictures of his cats, and they're not cats, and you keep asking why he's calling them cats, and he says that they're really porcupines that he named Cat, sometimes you may have to just abandon that group. Sometimes you may have to just cut the cord and run. But you may end up more pleasantly surprised than you were prepared for, and that's always a good thing. Let me know if you've tried out the Adventure League. Leave a comment below, let me know. I'm very interested to hear some of your stories. Some of mine are strange, and I may be sprinkling them in as they happen through the weeks. But I've enjoyed it so far, and again, my DM's been great. A couple of his friends that are at the table are good too. I managed to get one of my buddies to come sit at the table and throw some die each week. So it's been quite a bit of fun. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you like the video or not. It's cool. You know, we all have opinions. But have a great day, and I hope you have a good gaming experience at your local shop.